Welcome to Tighten Up Tuesday. That is B-Phlat, feeling loose in Philadelphia. We're here with the DIY comedy podcast your grandparents warned you about. A lot to get to tonight. Chris Denman in St. Louis at Midcoast Studio. Andy is behind in the engineering board, and he's going to pop over and move this camera down whenever he gets a chance. And we've got a big show ahead. B, how's the knee?
Great, look at that. Back it up, back it up.
Really proud of you. You're near the ghost. Wow. What a night. Let us know how you're doing in the comments. Picasso's. Lots to get to this evening. All right. Okay. We get it. We get it. Really happy for you, B.
Hey, Chris, how are you today?
I'm better now.
Nice Tighten Up Tuesday.
I'm really happy for you.
It's so funny now that I start out my dances, and shout out to all of my CashApp battle people. Candace jumped back in the battle with Verna, Laura.
Does Nick Cannon produce that?
Phyllis and Miguel. Huh?
Does Nick Cannon produce CashApp battle?
He should. Because they are hilarious. It's like, who hit the button first? From last Tuesday up until today, and like I tell you, it's hard to beat Miguel because he cash apps the day after, and then like throughout the week, and then like twice to 3 times today already. So he always ahead of the battle. And it's so funny when they be trying to timestamp it, like I'm not going to see when it comes in, but they be like, beat Miguel, it's 5 a.m. And I'm looking at it like it's literally 5:04.
Oh my gosh.
So
well,
funny.
You're not slipping one by B.
Yeah, they can't slip one by me. But I just think it's hilarious how they put the timestamp in the notes for the Cash App. Just like, I beat Miguel. I was like, no, you didn't. Because he cashed up already yesterday.
Well, the battle continues. Before we get too deep into the battle.
Dance with them in the beginning.
What's that?
I always dance for them and get it loose in the beginning because they start out the week.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I gotta get the cat scat in for Phyllis. Put my knee together.
Do your knee like that again.
Like you nasty, Chris. You wrong for that. And you know what? I could have got one out while you made that noise and would nobody even know.
No, I was more of you took it as a fart noise. I was making like a creaky, like you had like a creaky, like a hinge.
I thought it was a fart noise. I was like, oh, shit,
since about 1997, I backed off the farts as jokes, act.
Okay. Well,
I feel maybe I can bring it back.
Considering you are the sidekick on the show, and you have a few jokes here and there every now and then. You sure love calling me the sidekick, and I'm okay with that. Before we get too deep into this, before B thanks everyone, their cousins, mothers, friends, foster kids, nephews, teachers, bosses, quick thank you to B Squared. Thank you so much. I did get the gift card. I am still a little like, man, I feel bad about this. I just didn't have to send that, but I wanted to say thank you so I don't forget. And B Squared, thank you for making me accept it. So there you go. Shout out to B Squared. You have gotten so much love. I got this long letter here from Solange Lewis in New York City. It is hand typed. It says, "Dear Chris." You see that? And she put in categories and paragraphs for Sherri, Kim, and B-Phlat.
How
so I have
thoughtful.
to send this to you. Yes, she sent.
I say thoughtful. Is it positive?
Very thoughtful. Yes, it's very positive. I read it. It's her take on just how much she loves the shows, the different episodes, and what you bring to the show and the production. And everybody already know that since you won another NAACP Image Award, Chris. So now we only got to put $50,000 on your black card. You solidified. That saves us from being in a long line at Walmart trying to get to 100,000 on your card. So you solidified certified in our community, as we would say. You got 2 double in NAACP, and then we heard your name, and now everybody hitting me up talking about, oh, can Chris run my podcast? Can Chris do me a podcast? I'm like, Lord.
Yeah, you get a little taste, huh?
Yeah. So
take a walk in these size 14s. How long you're gonna last? That's right.
Talking about the length of your hair. All right, let me quit acting up.
All right, who do you want to thank? Who had that great quote at the beginning?
Shout out and to Daphne, of course. We're going to do her flip.
Ocean Latte.
And her birthday is tomorrow. So I'm already celebrating. She won't be joining us tomorrow on the Zoom, which is our committee meeting tomorrow night. I know the people that sent me their emails got the link today because she will be out kicking it. So shout out to Daphne.
That's the best reason ever. Good.
Yes, she will be kicking it for her birthday tomorrow. And of course, I got to give a shout out to Lauren, Sounds of Noel, for this music that makes me sweat. I'm sweating, flashing and sweating because of the music. Plus now I'm hot. At first I was freezing. You see I got on 2 shirts. It is freezing in Philly. I don't know what's happening in St. Louis, but it snowed lightly.
Beautiful day today.
Oh God, this is like our second snow, but it was like snow and sleet. It wasn't nothing heavy. It didn't stick. And now it's 50 degrees, but it's still chilly in the basement because it's windy.
Yeah.
And now I'm sweating, but whatever the case, I just wanted to make sure I shouted out Daphne's birthday. And Chris, for the newcomers to the show that don't know what we do here on Tighten Up Tuesday, I do have to let them know we flip shit and make it fly. Our whole goal is
with a PH.
Teach use the shit you already have instead of going out and buying stuff. Only go buy things if you absolutely need to. So with that being said, that's my little disclaimer I got to throw out there. I'm getting a lot of new people watching the show. People keep hitting me up talking about, oh, I just discovered this show. I love it. So I just want people to know what it's about. It ain't just about dancing and me smoking, drinking coffee and drinks and water and partying. That's like 50% of it.
Okay.
Is it? The other 50%, I really try to show people, and not just me, other people. We feature all kind of great stuff on this show. But yeah, Chris, I'm going to have to mail you this long letter. And the funny thing is, she's like, oh, don't worry about giving me no shout outs.
Oh, that's good. She's good looking out, whoever wrote the letter, because we're trying to save time because Solange. Because
exactly. She said,
B thanks the entire city of Philadelphia every show.
The entire country. She sent this note, this card, and these notes all on a sticky. She's like, I ran out of space writing, so I had to write on a stick. I was like, go girlfriend. And she sent a nice contribution that I'm going to add to Daphne's flip for like food and stuff. But we're going to lay Daphne's flip out. And we're going to have a lot of just great stuff going on. So my last thing is, and I just thought this was serendipity, because I always ask Dennis, I get confused on coincidence, serendipity, and deja vu. B Squared sent this, and it's so on point because I was about to order a planner. So she's like, oh, she sent this nice planner. She's like, oh, you can use this for the 100th. And I was like, oh, yeah. So is that a coincidence that I was going to order this, right? And she sent one. She's like, go check your P.O. box first. So, and I was just looking at one last night on Amazon. So then I thought it was serendipity that I get a card that looks like this.
Oh, wow. Looks
exactly like the planner.
It's from the same garden.
Exactly. So what you supposed to say, Chris? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? So yes, shout out to B Squared and Solange. I just think that is that is it's thoughtful, and then B, what a wild thing to see that they're both again from the same. Oh, and I forgot all the notes were clipped together with this clip, and it says, they were. B, you are brave. Ain't that cute? You see that little clothespin? Look at you. Look at this. Solange coming through. Clipped together. She did a lot of writing. I so appreciate her. So yes, shout out. See there, I'm done with the shout outs. That was quick. It was great. And well deserved. Picasso's coming through as always. Solange is my Aries sister. So I do like to know who's born in April. April
At what?
We will be celebrating the whole month.
At what point do the signs, like, it feels like in the last few years, signs have really taken off and gotten mainstream and gotten really popular. Do you see the fun little sign stuff going down, or is it going to stay popular?
What do you mean sign stuff going
Astrology and everything. Like, it has gotten...
Oh, no, Chris, that's going to always be popular. I think it's going to always be popular because people...
It's everywhere. Or am I just more aware of it now because of who I'm around?
Ages of time. Think about the Mayans and the Incas and all those people that use the sundial just to learn how to tell time and stay aligned with the stars and the seasons.
Do you think the Incans? You think the Incans were like, I need Starbucks. I'm an Aries. Like, do you think it was like that?
No, I think they was like, oh shit, my toes hurt from crushing coffee beans.
It was kind of right on. Okay, there it is. All right, got it.
It's like, fuck grapes, we crushing coffee beans up here.
Right. There's B-Phlat, everybody.
Anyway. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you. I'm so grateful for this show, Chris. When I think about all the stuff that I do to get prepared for the show. I was in the comments earlier talking shit about you. And I was like, oh, I'm in the comments.
Today's episode?
Yes. I was like, oh, I'm in the comments waiting on Chris' ass again. I was like, he's doing some stuff. I was like, I want y'all to know, if you start late, it ain't on me. I'm waiting on Chris' ass.
Daphne said, I just started noticing it's ancient. I disagree. Yeah, okay, that's probably true about me. But I think it is way more in popular culture than it's ever been. Or the internet is just more reaching than it's ever been, and more people.
The internet is more reaching because
you think it's always been this popular.
Yes, remember people used to call in and ask Dionne Warwick shit when she was reading people's. Remember when she was reading?
You got me there. All right.
Yeah, everybody, they've been doing it. And they always find a way to make it mainstream. Because before that, you know, people, I remember my mom and them used to have people come over and read cards and stuff in the basement at Ain't Gay House back in the 70s. And then it was one now you call on the hotlines. And my grandma and them, they used to be calling on the hotline, call in for their horoscope, pay $1.99, listen to somebody tell them some shit, read it in the newspaper. It's always going to be popular. How popular is another... You know, on what level is another thing. It'll go up and down like yoga. Yoga was big in the 60s, died down 70s, 80s, became like a Richard Simmons dance culture, aerobics. And now look how it's resurfaced. Now yoga, Pilates, all that shit. It all comes back around, Chris.
Okay. There it is. Lots of comments. Picasso's, we see that you are here and we appreciate you. Irina, HR, Tiffany Turner, F. Smith Welch, Heaven Sent, Tanya, Stacy, all in the comments getting Buck Wild B. Buck Wild Picasso's.
I need for Andy to go on and throw that
ass in the air.
Oh, no. Not that yet. I thought I put it up. I didn't even do it yet. What it is
what would Andy do if on the rundown it said, Andy, throw that ass in the air? Hey, Chris, is this right? What is
Chris,
it?
And I think you would put your glasses on and get your ones out.
That's a CashApp segment I think we'll save for another time. Okay, got it.
I thought I made a graphic for the 100th episode committee meeting tomorrow. I did, but I didn't post it. Because I'm going to post it tomorrow as a reminder. But I thought I'd put it on as a show graphic. But I just want to give a shout out to Irina. Because she already got her tickets to St. Louis.
She got plane tickets. The festival tickets aren't even on sale yet.
For a festival, right? She's like, that's how I know she need a break. She want a vacation. So she's coming to help out, vacation, hang out with me, Mark Quincy, and all the other Picassos, Michaela, that are in St. Louis. So, I'm just reminding people, if you are still interested, make sure you hit me up at thefrugalflip@gmail.com because the meeting will start tomorrow on a Zoom. I sent the link out already. And Irina, you didn't have to log in already. It's for tomorrow. because I saw her thing that said she's in waiting. And I was like, why is she in the Zoom thing already? The meeting didn't start yet. Starts tomorrow, 8 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. if you're where Chris is. So it's going to be very interesting. Make sure you have your pen and paper. We're brainstorming, getting a lot of details locked in terms of the time frame. Hopefully Chris will jump on. So I won't just be because you know me, I get overzealous and I start throwing out everything. And then Chris might be like, hold up, B, we can't do that. But I just want to sure we got everything covered so that when we present these events and what everything is, everything that's going on, people will know. We can get the registration forms going and they can start registering and just, I have a lot of people I sent that email to today, which was so interesting because people were like, oh, do you already have a hotel hookup? I would love to be on that committee. I have hotel hookups. So you just never know what resources people bring. And that's what we're about. We are about bringing our resources together. Everybody know this is a fan-based show. So this is all family. And we're pulling this together like a family reunion.
Tall T-shirts too?
T-shirts.
Airbrush T-shirts?
No, but everybody got to wear a shirt that represents their city. And we having a talent show. All family reunions have a talent show. That's right. So anyway,
B takes it really serious and does her best 20-minute comedy set. Like, hey,
I'm getting in the talent show. It's not about me. This is about the Picasso.
Oh, sure, it's not about you. Okay.
A good time, whatever, Chris. So anyway, get ready for that meeting tomorrow.
Oh, got it. Irina says, I don't know where I'm staying, but I'll be there.
We ain't got to worry about that yet because we're going to have a host hotel.
There's plenty of lodging nearby.
Yeah, we have plenty of lodging. And hopefully, like I said, with all the brainstorming and the committees and the resources, we'll be able to say, oh, this is our host hotel. And the rooms are this much a night. We have this blocked off for this many people. So that's where we have to start really.
And nobody touch the in-house booze, okay? All right, Picassos. Can't be.
That's gonna be on everybody's own incidental card. You know. Everybody got to pay for their own incidental. So if you drink up the booze, that's on you. Although hopefully we'll have a liquor sponsor, and we won't have to worry about that. Ain't that right, Chris?
You are a piece of work.
Right. Yes, I am in progress. So. Wait, but let me check because I always got to do some CashApp dance.
Please do. The people are.
Move past what I got to do. Of course, I got to. Andy always got something hot for me to get up to do, but I got to get the cat scat in. And today, I gave him the eye. I did that, and the cat got off the porch. I didn't even have to stomp. Oh, I think Sandra gave that cat a name. I have to find out what the cat's name is. And then maybe next week I'll be able to say that. So this, I got to get up and do this for Phyllis and Ruth, Kathy, Brenda, and Cheryl. Thank you so much. I always love the generosity. Hold on.
SB gets fired up. Get ready. Right. If you want to participate in the CashApp dance, all you got to do is send $1 or more to $ B-Phlat. She'll dance for you until her knees give way. They haven't yet. 76 episodes strong.
I had to do this today. I had to get your ass. Get your ass off my porch. Get your ass off my porch. Get your ass. I had to
Look at him go.
All I did was hit him with the.
Oh, the look.
I'm going to have to do the cat walk away. This is how the cat get off the porch.
Oh my gosh. HR saying Deezy, maybe Jack Daniels can sponsor Picasso's Love, Jack and Coke.
I think that
Never
cat
know.
be licking on them crack vials or whatever the fuck that be outside and all the other shit that I sweep up, leftover roaches, little baggies. I think the cats around here eat that shit.
Oh.
If you see how they walk and they don't move fast, they take their time like, bitch, please give me a minute.
Cat's got a little bit of an attitude.
Yes. Even when I hit them with they don't like scan away. They be like.
They just calmly walk away. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and go down the stairs. I'm like, they something else. So yes, I ain't have to break my knee saying get your ass off my porch.
You save it for the show.
So for the show.
Call that load management in the NBA.
Ironically so, I don't have a flash rag, a Picasso shirt, or an apron to show. No one submitted pictures.
Uh-oh.
And when I look, I go right on buyjack.com and be looking at the thing, be like, oh, people buying them. But I need y'all to send more pictures. I got a lot of shit I need to post. I'm trying to catch up myself. But I know that people are buying them, and I definitely appreciate that. But I love the photos even more. So do send in some photos. If you got your flash rags, your Picasso shirts, your smokers shirts, your aprons. And hopefully we'll be coming out with the There They Go and the Finna shirts and the hoodies soon. So I'm going to be locking John down again when I get to St. Louis.
Oh, good for John.
Next week. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't decided what day I'm coming in yet, Chris.
I was gonna say, do you know yet?
I don't, but I'll know tomorrow. I'll have to know tomorrow after my audition, and that's a whole nother thing I'll get into later.
You talking about that?
Yeah, I can talk about it because I'm going to be up all night tonight reading the script, going over the sides, doing what I got to do for my audition for tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll talk about it later. So let me go ahead and jump into my DYK. And since we're celebrating Kim and Sherri's win for the show, Sherri's show, her and Kim's win for the podcast, Andre's win, I saw him with the NAACP Image Award. It's a win for us all since I'm on the channel.
It's true.
I'm featuring Kim's dad and uncle, which are twin brothers, for Whitley and Whitley Architecture as a closeout for Black History Month. Because it's funny and this is a shout out to Picasso, Sean Allen. She sent this information in because they probably should be honored. And they have been. But I don't know if people know the contributions that Kim's, their firm, Whitley, have made since 1962 throughout the nation, and the type of work that they've done as a Black architectural firm. And really, there are not that many large Black architectural firms. So I was like, go ahead, Whitley and Whitley. So, she obviously comes from great stock. Most Deltas do. So, I just had to throw that in there for all my sorors. So this is Kim's dad. It's so funny because Andy was like, oh, it's the same picture. And the next photo is...
Call out Andy.
Yeah, they're twins. He's like, this is the same photo. I'm like, no. And that's Kim's Uncle James. So I'm just going to read some quick information about Whitley and Whitley. And they're definitely history makers. And Kim's dad was actually featured in that show that they do. I forgot what network it comes on. Whitley and Whitley Inc., founded in 1962. The firm focuses its efforts on urban institutional design and development issues. Whitley and Whitley was organized by R. Joyce Whitley and her twin brothers, William and James, both graduates of Kent State University in architecture. Quick facts: in 1971, Whitley and Whitley was honored for their design for excellence of the John F. Kennedy Recreational Center on Harvard Avenue in Cleveland. They have so many awards and so much outstanding stuff. I can't even read all of their categories in terms of architecture, but they do a lot in terms of rehabilitating properties and things in like housing units and building really nice stuff all over the nation, not just in Cleveland. So I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to them because they're still doing it, and the firm is still run by them and their three brothers. Kim is the daughter. I think it's Scott and Kyle and another brother or sibling in the family, or maybe on the other side, actually still run the firm. So shout out to Kim's uncle and dad for Whitley and Whitley Inc. in Cleveland. Black
That's incredible.
History makers. Yes. They are just amazing. It's funny because I thought that's what I was going to go into. In high school, I didn't know I knew I wanted to do something with art. That's why I wanted to be math and art, which most people think is crazy. That's both sides of the brain.
So
yes.
On the website, Kyle doesn't do architecture. Kyle did something else. As far as who runs it now, Scott, who we all met. If you met, he is Tyler and Hannah's father, the actresses
I haven't met.
They're Kim's nieces that are both actresses.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler's in a bunch of TV shows, and Hannah's touring with Hadestown across the country right now.
That's what's up.
Yeah, super talented family. But yeah, Scott runs that. I don't know that any of her other brothers do.
I read something. It's 3 pages, and it's
incredible. It's so great.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So I was like highlighting things I definitely wanted to, make sure I made a point. But there you have it, Chris. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. There's a lot coming up. I'm a busy woman, but I always make time for my Picassos. We got our candle making thing this Saturday at 3 p.m. We got a brief and bake coming up, which you'll definitely orchestrate that Zoom, Chris. I love when you do the brief and bake. It just makes my life easier. But the one on Saturday I'm doing, and the one tomorrow I'm doing myself. Hopefully people won't have no trouble logging in, and we ain't gonna get kicked off. I paid the fee so that we can stay on.
Oh, you got the Zoom Pro. You don't have to do a 29-minute...
29-minute Zoom.
All right, everybody, let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to all that. So I'm definitely making sure I'm going to do some posting tomorrow, let people know as a reminder about Saturday. And then just post the names, because a lot of people hit me up that want to be on the brief and bake. So I'm going to post that long list and make sure they're there. So, and send out that Zoom link soon once you create it.
Shout out to January. Caught me slipping. January Lewis, come through, Chris. Know about his in-laws.
About the what laws?
My in-laws. I told him, I was like, whether it's Kim or Tyler, I'll be at Thanksgiving next year. Just save me a spot.
Yeah, Chris, you might be. What was that movie with Helen Mirren and Cuba Gooding Jr. where he was that younger guy married to that older lady?
I don't know. Sounds like something I would never watch.
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Helen Mirren.
Someone will.
It was really good, and they were like a super couple. And that's going to be you and Kim. Okay. Yeah, and he really took great care of her. So you might as well get to know the in-laws.
That's hilarious. MM says, I've taken a couple trips on a Delta or two, but they weren't airplanes. All right.
Oh. I've known a lot of people that say, oh, that's why I married a Delta. Even my Uncle Keith said the same thing. Oh, I always love me some Delta women down in Grambling because they something else.
Now, Delta is short for what Delta?
Delta Sigma Theta.
Oh, okay, got it. So and I didn't do the fraternity thing or any of that, but all my friends with the University of Missouri, and they would drop on the white sorority. They would be Tri Delta. Who hasn't? That was like the joke.
Ain't this what we talked about last week, Chris?
You're gonna get a letter. Why is he telling stories?
Somebody gonna say that shit in the comments right now and be like, why is
That's so funny.
I think that you are going to have
MM inspired that.
You're having a good time next Friday, Chris. It's going to be interesting to see you do your stand-up.
Oh, there's no stand-up. Does Jimmy Kimmel do stand-up when he brings people out?
Opportune time when you're bringing out Kim and everybody else for you to do your routine instead of trying to save it with Tighten Up Tuesday. Your ass will be right on stage bringing up people, saying stuff. You'll be doing the Q&A. Oh, Chris, I want to see you do a joke, because if you don't, I'm talking about your ass and tell everybody how you save whatever you're trying to say for Tighten Up Tuesday. But this is your forum.
Oh, this is my forum? No. To keep me sane, I say stupid things to see how people react. This is you. This is me existing in your world.
You think eventually people gonna think that you're just saying stupid things to see how we react, or you're just saying stupid things?
I think they've always thought and will continue to think this guy's, hey, good for him. He's a little slow.
It's all good, Chris. It is all good.
Okay, you want some comments?
Yes, I do.
Let's see. says, but I'm pumped. Yeah, Chris, you're gonna lose your black card from Joy. Tanya's laughing. I don't know what the elephant means from Sicily. Oh, is that a Delta sign?
It's a Delta thing, yes.
Okay, I figured it out. I got it.
Okay.
Baby Ruth is laughing. Nella's laughing. Nikki Soul is laughing. says, love you, DZ. Alicia says, Joy, we both missed it. Joy, what did Joy say? Yeah, that's funny. Khalees saying what? Chris actually has a sense of humor. That's from Monisha. I apologize if I didn't get that right. Monisha. It's Chris, Gemini, Wit. Okay, thanks, Alicia. Brenda Robbins says you can do it. I don't need to go up and do time. I'll be silly with you all, but you all are the stand-ups.
But it's not necessarily about going up and doing timing, Chris. You have comedic timing naturally.
Oh, sure. Yeah, a lot of times, though, like when I host...
And I think you do it better on the stage. I saw it in St. Louis than you do on Tighten Up Tuesday. I don't know what the hell you be doing on TwoFunnyMamas.
A lot of me starting to say things that they need me to say and then them just talking over me.
You know what it is, Chris? It's so funny. That's why I love you.
But I'm the background for all these shows. It's a weird fit, too.
But the thing is not that you're not funny. It's that I don't get it. And it's because this is my side of the brain that works on this show that Dennis is like, how can you be a mathematician and an art person? Art teachers are usually in the basement. The math teachers on the 5th floor. They don't even mix. They don't even know each other. And I'm like, that's the weird side of me, because like when I'm on this show, I'm always so serious, even though I'm still funny. But it's like I'm always thinking about like featuring people and making sure it's not about me. And then I'm like, oh, it's about Chris ass, because he has to throw in one of his jokes that he didn't get to do. We're doing 10
minutes on me. No, I will say this about the structure. There is I'm used to having
structure.
3 or 4 people in a room. You can all hear each other. You have to be super fast. You have to do that. It's different when people don't have headphones on. And I'm not even bagging on you. I'm like, it is different. And on top of that, I do have more of a different sense of humor. Like, you're universal. Like, you can make anyone laugh at any time, and you're a professional, and you're all that. I host things, and I can interview really well, and I'm really used to doing that, where you have to lead people in certain places. With these things, I do more behind the scenes and do more like, hey, let's set this person up. But then I can't help but say some dry shit here and there just because it's like whatever. So it's a weird mix. But yeah, if you notice that, it bothers some people. Some people probably like it.
That's the white in me.
It's not the white.
Yes, it is.
I've done a million interviews with a million, and it would be different if we were in the same room. I'll say that timing plays a lot.
You always say it got something to do with the headphones, all that other shit. No,
you just said you appreciated me more live on stage in St. Louis because you could hear me. All right, do your show.
Well, let me do my quick proof flip. Just giving people a quick recap. Because we have good dates that are set. I'm so happy to announce that.
Back up. I know this is going to surprise you. Will you call it a quick B cap?
I didn't mean to. I meant to say recap, but I said B cap.
No, I don't think you said it. You said recap. You should say B cap.
B cap. Oh, well, Chris, I'm smoking, and that's one thing about my short-term memory. I can't remember like 2 puffs ago.
Just say B cap. B cap. I'll stop interrupting. Go.
I have a great long-term memory. Everybody knows we are done raising money for Daphne's Flip. I'm super excited. So now it's like, we're going to book flights, set dates. Shantae hit me up yesterday. He's like, I need those calendar dates. And I have both of them. So we're doing Dr. J's, Kim J. I just call her Dr. J. We're doing her flip in Lakewood, Florida, July 7th through the 10th. And we're doing Daphne's flip in Dallas, May 5th through the 8th. So they're set. So now for the next 8 weeks, we're going to be seeing drawings on both flips. And I'm so excited. And I was up doing shit last night. You know me, Chris. That's the thing that drives Dennis crazy, because I'll have a moment of like, oh shit, let me get up and go draw some stuff or start painting. And it happens at like 2 and 3 in the morning. My creative bursts. Then I'll lay back down. But he loves me. He'll get up and hang with me before he lays back down. But I know it drives him. It totally interrupts his sleeping pattern. But that's what happens when you're married to a creative. That's all I can say on that. So with that being said, let me show this quick video of now that Daphne and I've been going through the things that she definitely wants added and wants to definitely be featured in her living room space. She sent me some very nice wide angle shots, which are great for me to work on. So when she sent me this, I did this next photo that I'm going to have Andy hold here, because I superimposed the picture of her actual tapestry that she wants hanging. So I decided that I'm going to turn this wall that leads to her kitchen area into that nice blue, dark teal color. And I'm going to turn it into her African art wall collection.
That's awesome.
It's like a really nice African tapestry. I'm actually going to hang it from the ceiling. I know she has sturdy ceilings because they have their popcorn ceilings, and put it on a nice black bar to match the rest of the rods in that area. And then I'm going to put all her African masks and different things within her African art on that wall. And that'll be her feature wall. So I just kind of wanted people to see that's what I'm working on. And I'm actually going to paint. We're going to do something in the kitchen with that wallpaper. I haven't decided what yet, but we can't tear up the carpet in the kitchen. I can only do one room at the time, but I can guarantee you when we get done, all of that is going to fit well into the scheme of what I'm doing. And people are going to be like, damn, she did that again. Yes. Say it. Claim it. Oh, so I'm looking forward to my next drawings that I will be working on. And it's just a recap of Kim J's outdoor patio. And she's like, when you come in July, it's going to be hot as hell. And I'm like, good, because I love the sun. And plus all the painting that we have to do there, it'll actually dry quick. So the next photos just kind of show just the 3 areas that I'll be working on in terms of her indoor patio space. So that's one. And the next one is just the other end of that same area. And the next photo shows an enclosure off of that area. It doesn't have a roof over it, but it's a walkway that she wants to be like her ladies' den area, indoor, outdoor area. So I'm so excited to start working on these. I've already been pulling things together. So I'm so excited to start showing both drawings. Daphne's and Kim J. I can say it's official and it's on and popping, and we are doing it.
That's incredible. And what are the dates on that?
Daphne's is May 5th through 8th. And I know people are volunteering for that, so I'm pulling it together in terms of our sponsors for food.
Margaritas.
Yeah, all of that stuff. We need that. And then Dr. Kim J's, hers is July 7th through the 10th. Yeah, right after.
Fantastic. And where's that, in Florida?
In Florida, yeah, right outside. I'm flying into West Palm Beach. So it's like a suburb right outside of West Palm Beach, Florida.
It's going to be a hot one.
And I love the heat. And what we have to do, and we have metal and stuff to paint on, so it'll be easier to dry in the heat.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Screened in porch, it's metal. So I'm like, this is great. This is, because we were just, I was chatting with her about the hurricane season. Is it raining? Because in Florida, it rains all the time, but it's like
every day.
5 minutes, then it'll stop, then it'll rain a couple. So I was just asking her about the season, the time, and she said it doesn't rain a lot. It's usually really hot. And I'm like, that's even better.
Well, they got those lizards everywhere. You're going to have a hell of a time.
Oh, and it's going to be funny shit on camera. And I'm sure Shantae will get it all. So
shout out to Shantae.
I'm sure he'll capture it all. And he sent a couple videos I'll definitely be showing next week. So we have a lot going on next week. We got a feature next week, some of Shantae's videos, and then we're going to start posting them on the YouTube premium channel in an order, like a mini series. So you can start watching the Frugal Flips.
When are you going to have Kebabi on?
I'm hoping to have Kebabi on in the next couple of weeks. Because if Janet doesn't come on and do her DIY project next week, I'll have her on the following week and then Kebabi. But next
Janet.
week I'll jump to who I have next week. But yes, Janet is coming on to do her DIY or show her DIY project.
And while we're on it,
yes.
Nia last week.
Yes.
Give it up in the comments for Nia. Killed it. She's
yes,
she's like all in. She's gonna come to one of your things here.
Yes, she is in September. And it's funny because Solange put on here, she said, P.S. Thanks for sharing and introducing Nia to the world.
She's great.
Her name means purpose.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I forgot to read that part, but there you have it. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my DIY. Chris, look at it. It's 9:43. We right on point. We have a special guest feature.
We do?
We're going to have a great show in the next 20 minutes.
Wow. This is a tight show.
Yes, it is. All right, so everybody knows that if they don't know, this Saturday we are making candles and using crayons as the coloring if you want to, or you can just reburn old wax down like me and just fill up a candle and add some essential oils. However you want to do it, it'll be 2 different projects going on. And we're doing it Saturday, 3 p.m. EST. So if you want to throw up, Andy, thank you, the quick list, I want to make sure people see this. I did tell them last week to make sure they ordered a wick kit, which was like $7 on Amazon. So hopefully they'll have their stuff ready for Saturday. And, it came in the mail or whatever needed to happen. But I already know I had like 7 people that already emailed me and said, yes, I want to be a part of the candle project. And I was like, yes, this is on and popping. Because we're doing it live from the kitchen on a Zoom. So make sure you look at that list again. Have your stuff ready for this project this upcoming Saturday. Thank you, Andy. The next photo just shows my candle burning and smelling good.
Nice.
Burning evenly, yes. And I was like, okay, I'm getting better at this little process. It's definitely a process. It's nothing that when you do it, it's going to be perfect, but you just live and learn. That's why it's called DIY. Thank you. So I'm looking forward to this on Saturday. And hopefully people took a screenshot of that. And guess who else is looking forward to this on Saturday? Jate Artistry. Joy made this candle. So her and Angel will be participating. And I'm glad because obviously they have some tips. And whoever else. And shout out to the person last week in terms of, remember the comment they gave about don't use perfume?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you're an expert at this or even have other tips and we're doing this live, if you want to send us some comments, even if you want to jump on and you don't even want to do it, you could be in the background saying, oh, this is a tip, this helps, make sure you do that. I don't care. Make sure you hit me up at frugalflip@gmail.com so that you can get an invitation. I'm still sending out invitations for Saturday if you want to join us for the candle project. It will be live Zoom. I'm actually going to be down here with a setup so that I can have like the hot water boiling and everything that I need, because I won't be able to see everybody if I go upstairs on my 2nd floor kitchen. I won't, on my iPad. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it right here and make it work and just plug up my old tea kettle and keep hot water boiling.
Oh, good thinking.
Wax, yeah. So, it's one of those things I have to always plan out the logistics. So I just want to make sure it works. So that's why I burned the candle, to make sure it burned evenly. And, it's doing its thing before I start telling people how to do stuff. You got to know what works and what doesn't. So with that being said, before I jump into our feature, I'm just going to show a couple things that I did. Before I do that, let me show some stuff Melanie Camacho sent in. I almost forgot. If people don't remember, She was on episode 30, and she does DIY on her own clothing, much like myself. She cut up a dress. If people remember on the episode, she cut up one of her dresses and made a tank top and put the straps, like cut up in pieces of the bottom part of the skirt, made little straps. The next photo shows how she made it into a cute tank and wears it on the stage. So she sent me this photo yesterday. She's like, I'm still at it, B, and I want you to see what I did with a jacket. She bought these shoes, found a scarf at like a hair supply place, and added the material to the pockets and the lapel, obviously, to match her shoes. So shout out to Melanie Camacho.
That's fantastic.
She, like me, we're on a budget, and we can't always be buying new stuff. So we flip the things that we have and be like, well, shit, I can wear this on stage now. So again, I'm going to show everybody my dope jacket, because now I'm working on another one. So Melanie's always doing what I'm doing. This was the jacket that I made with the duffel bag. And I sewed this hoodie on there. And this this is the one of Dennis's shoe bags. He gave me the shoe bag. I sewed it to this black hoodie I cut off of a sweatshirt. Much like today, I cut the hoodie off of this sweatshirt and did this little thing and made this to go over this to keep me warm and cute. But I added a duffel bag. I knew he was going to laugh, Chris. I had a duffel bag straps to the front of this blazer. See that? And then the little latches in the front came right off the zippers. The mesh came off the pockets. I added it on the pockets. Put the little click in the back to bring it in, to cinch your waist in. And then so I get it, Melanie. And then I added these pieces on the sleeves. I can't put it on over this big, thick thing, but yes, this is a nice blazer, and everybody asked me about it. So I am working on another one.
Dr. Kim.
I've already cut up 2 hoods. So yes, that's what I'm just saying. I love that people are committed to this show and still submit stuff. And Melanie was like, yo, B, I'm doing this. Throw this up. I was like, yes. So like I said, we as comedians, we have another side of our brain that we do work. We don't just act silly, dance, tell jokes, and be the class clown. Most of us are super intelligent and try to utilize all of our shit, especially those of us that are poor and trying to keep it pushing. So with that being said, I'm just going to show these things really quick and move into the feature. If you need some substitutes and you don't want to buy all the stuff, actually, let me just turn my screen around that you need for the candle making process. Let me just show you a couple of things. If you bought the kit, it comes with, like I said, 3 different wick stem sizes. It came with this little press thing. This is what you use to press. It comes with the little stickies that you put on the bottom of the wick, and you take this flat side and kind of press it down inside of a glass jar. Make sure you're using glass jars. That's very important because you're going to be boiling them and pouring hot wax into them. So these are recycled jars. So that make sure you collect the jars that you need. This was an old candle. I cleared it out. Same way with this. As you can see, I'm ready and getting set up. The kit comes with a clip, this little green one. It's like a hair clip, but I already had clips. But you definitely need these. And it comes with a wick holder, which I have on my makeshift tilter. That's what I'm calling it. It's actually my business card holder. And if you look at it, you can see that I have it on here with a rubber band to hold it in place. But this one came with this little wick holder. It kind of looks like a needle threader. It has a little eye on it. But you definitely need these to keep the wicks in place and to stay stable when you're pouring the hot wax. But if you don't have this, get you some hair clips and find something that you can use if you plan on tilting your candles to get that effect, to get this effect. I wrapped this one up because my cousin Jan is buying these. So the little kit comes with these little tags. Nice. And I found some little thank you stickers that I put on the back that they peel right off, and it gives you the instructions on like how to burn a candle safely. So you don't have to worry about when you peel that off if it's going to peel off the instructions. But this red ribbon is ribbon that I saved from my bloody that came in from Miss Michelle, and I still have a piece left. Y'all know I saved everything to recycle it. So I was like, since I'm presenting these candles to Jan, I wrapped them up and they're ready to go. So I'm going to put those back. But like I said, if you don't have old wax to burn, so that's what I do. I always collect my old jars, and any wax that burned out, I just sit it in the pot, pour all the wax together in one jar. If you don't have enough wax, you will have to buy you a bag of wax. This bag was like $11. And as you can see, I've already used some. So, but I plan on, again, going around the house, collecting all my old jars of candle, burning down the wax, and pouring it all into one cylinder. Make sure you have some gooby going, or some vegetable oil, olive oil, anything greasy. It could be baby oil, and that will help you clean up any wax or anything that's sticky. And you will definitely need it when you if you're boiling down the candles and you have to take the old wick out the bottom. Once it gets hot, it starts to slide around. So you'll just need scissors or something that you can just pick it out with and put a new one in once you clean the jar. And don't forget, you'll need tongs because this stuff will be hot and you don't want to be picking up the jars with your hand. So with that being said, see, I got my crayons. I'm throwing all this stuff back over here real quick and keeping it pushing, Chris. Keeping it pushing.
Forever C says.
Little kid came in this little bag, like 7 little.
Where do people get that? Forever C wants to know.
Amazon, and it comes with the stickers, an instruction card, some little labels that say thank you for supporting my small business, and it says scented. Make sure you get you some essential oils. Don't use perfume. If
Joy,
you don't want, but I am. So
Joy says they made 8 candles in 2 days. That's hilarious.
They're simple once you get the process down pat. So I'm gonna practice down here on my table with my heated up stuff, to make sure I can actually do the process here. I'm gonna make it work. I already called my cousin Jan. I was like, Jan, do you got a hot plate? I remember having a hot plate all through college. And I had it when I first moved here to Philly. I don't know what the hell I did, but I probably threw it away. Because I was like, what am I going to do with a hot plate? But yeah, people still have them. So I called Jan. She hoping she had one. So there you have it.
Shout out to hot plates everywhere.
Shout out to hot plates. So
go ahead.
You got some comments before I jump into our feature?
MM's grossing people out, sharing his son's health habits in the live chat. Pack 93's hanging out. Irina's nasty. Everybody's nasty. Said, I don't need to buy any wax. I have a 14-year-old boy who never cleans his ears, so I can just collect all his earwax and make candles. And that has sent the Picassos into a ew.
I'm probably with Mark's son because every morning after a hot flash, I got to do like this to get the wax out because it drips into my ear and then I got to dig it. It's disgusting.
Oh, like your ear probably creates more wax to protect the inside from all the sweat.
So it just drives me crazy in one ear. And Dennis can't look at the Q-tips. He'd be like, I'm getting out the bathroom. It's like, you can be here. You can't look at the wax on the Q-tips. We crazy. So anyway, let me jump. So I get it, Mark. Let me jump into our surprise feature for tonight. And guess who that is, Chris? Da, 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 voila.
Your favorite feature of all time.
My favorite feature, Phlat, live in the flesh. I'm actually featuring my project that I finally finished for Cicely. This painting has been a year in the making. And I was like, I don't know. She gave me her colors. I was like, I don't know what my inspiration is going to be. And it's so funny because I had just been collecting shit. And I was like, I know I'm going to use this for something. And then after Mia came on, she inspired me because I had started, but I was like, I don't know where to go from here. And that's the thing about art. You get even like a writer, you get inspired, then you get that block, and then it's like you pick back up. So it was so funny because now I'm like a mad scientist down here working like crazy, and then it's looking at me like, when are you gonna lay the fuck down? finished with this painting.
They're going to think you've got a meth lab or something down there with all the cooking you're doing.
Coffee and smoke. That's all I need. So with that being said, let me show. And I asked Cicely, I was like, do you mind if I feature your painting? So I'm just showing people how I took one of my canvases that I had and just took the painter's tape and just like crinkled it up and just put it on the canvas. Anyway, I was just inspired to tear it in strips, put it on there straight, whatever. It's just an art thing. You just go with what you're doing. So that's what I was doing. So the next photo shows what it looks like once I tore all of the tape off. And I took all my old nail polish, because I'm always cleaning out stuff that was like thick or sticky or just wasn't a color that I want to use. And I had like 8 colors that I actually used on this painting. And because I love that nail polish can give you that drip effect, and doesn't like drip all the way down the painting. It gives you just enough. You can definitely control it. So there's another technique people can use, old nail polish, if you're doing paintings and stuff. So the next photo shows how I turned it to the side and let it drip another way. That's one thing I love. Just it's a deep shade of purple that I turned the painting sideways and let it drip into the red on the side. And then the next photo shows how I just kind of went in and did like a whitewash over it first and then painted it and then did my graphics in it. And I was just inspired to go with it. And then I just kind of let nail polish drip all over it. I haven't titled it yet, but I'm almost there with a great title. First, I was going to call it Weeping Willow, but then I'm titling something else. Maybe Blood Flower. I don't know. But I love this painting. Cicely loved it. So the next photo shows how I just started kind of painting like some leaves and different things on it. And the next photo shows the recyclables that I use. I've been collecting stuff. Obviously, I got a million skewer sticks because I don't barbecue. So I use lids and Haagen-Dazs little spoons that come with the little mini ice creams and like a ketchup lid and a soda bottle cap, just different things I've been collecting in terms of circles that I knew I would adhere to this painting. So that's exactly what I did. And the next photo shows where I placed some of my, the recyclables and just the things that I love. And the next photo shows the actual painting, and I'm still not done with it. So you see how I painted the popsicle sticks. I painted flowers around like the soup lid. One is a soup lid, one of those drinkable soups that you just heat up in the microwave.
Yeah, I see a noodle in the top part of it.
Whatever. So yes, and then I'm actually going to frame this, and I haven't figured out because it's 3-dimensional. So I have to figure out, probably going to do like a box frame for it with a nice glass and send it to Cicely because she did maybe a nice vessel. She makes me so much stuff that I know she puts a lot of time and effort into. And I was like, I've been needed to send this painting to her. So when I showed it to her, she's like, oh my God, I love it. It's going to go great in my living room. So I'm just looking forward to finishing it. And by next week, it'll be finished. I still have a few things I need to do to it. So I'm actually going to show it live and just let people look at it. Like I said, I still have to frame it. So, and if you want to throw me on the big screen, then I'm done with that. We can do the irksome work. Ask Chris Deasy. Get it in. Oh. So this is the actual painting. I still need to go around and do the edges, as you can see. But like I said, I turned this way to and I just take the nail polish and just run it along it and just kind of let it drip. So as you can see, it's kind of messy here. But it won't be once I paint all this red and frame it. But I just wanted people to kind of see the dimension in it in terms of the lid, the sticks that I glued on here and painted. So, yes, this is Daphne's painting. Dennis actually likes it. He's like, oh, you should have did something like that for my office.
Well, why don't you?
Because he got enough stuff in his office. I already did paintings for his office. There's no room.
That's great. Jeez.
Daphne's painting, and I just went mad on it. Now I'm like almost done. So, yes, this has been my inspiration. And I'm sitting it over here. I just smoke, step back, look at it, and then go.
That's incredible. Great job, B.
But yes, we had a great feature on. Chris, go clap it up for us. And if anybody wants my CashApp or my hit me up. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. She's coming up.
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing
Oh, your favorite feature. You.
My favorite feature. I have to say, this is my show. But I
don't know. People were kind of on the fence. They weren't really sure.
No, because look, next week we have Arvin Mitchell on. If people haven't seen him, he's coming on. I'm featuring him next week because he redid his garage. And he lives in Utah. He's from St. Louis. And
he lives in Utah?
He lives in Utah. And he does a lot of cruises and stuff now. But yes, he's a Utah man.
We'll have to ask him. I've never... I don't know anyone that's moved to Utah.
Arvin's in Utah, and he is like Tristan, like a master craftsman in terms of like
that's awesome.
Like Pierre. So he redid his garage, and he's going to send some photos. He's actually going to be in it. He said, but not long because it's freezing in Utah, and just kind of show people, what he's done. And if people haven't seen him, he is funny. I love Arvin. And now he does more like clean. He's cleaned his act up. He really doesn't cuss and stuff like he used to, but he's still funny. He's super funny. So there's a lot of people out there that aren't, like they say, funny but not famous. Shit, he should be on the same show I was on Afro TV because he is super funny. So yeah, he'll be on next week live.
Love it. Look at you with the guest booking.
That's right. I'm trying, Chris. I told you I'm trying to get back.
You need to get guests every week.
Yes, and have a nice guest, even if not every week. Because like Janet's trying to come on every other week.
Janice, I highly recommend that. She's fantastic.
Janet on and a feature, and me, and you, and everybody. So I'm trying to make sure I space it out, but at least keep it.
I can get rid of one of those for you real quick.
Who? Not the DZ. We can't live without the DZ. And since you're famous now, Chris.
Now?
Now
I'm famous. Okay.
They just said your name live, all this shit on TV, and everybody's like, oh, B-Phlat, can you hook me up with Chris so I can get a podcast? And what is it that they do? Oh, talking about why Arvin said, do you think Chris, he can hook all that stuff up from his basement? I said, if another motherfucker say that this podcast is in Chris' house in his basement, I don't know what it is about this set, and you sitting there to make people think you're in your basement.
I don't know if Andy can go wide on this shot, but like we made these. We're in an office building, and this is the studio. We have an office. We've got the facility back there, but it's a little close. But like you see that, B, you'd be proud. I should have filmed it. I didn't even think of it because we were in such a hurry. These are so expensive if you order them online. These sound panels. Myself and Logan made these, and Key helped too. Oh, Andy, you don't have to. It's whatever.
They're nice. It's a nice studio, but everybody, Chris,
it's so funny.
Green screen and throw the office. Throw the office in the background.
There's too many computer screens in here for it to be. Show them the lights. Show them the lights. Yeah, we have pro lights and everything. That's so funny. It's
like a big ass building. Y'all are in an office in a big ass building. Most people have seen the building, especially like where if they've been on the Brief and Bakes.
Yeah,
they get to see the office and all that good stuff. But
shout out to Andy for the camera.
They just get to see that, Chris, and everybody think you in the basement.
It's so funny. It's great. Because like if I just did something for like whatever my podcast is or whatever, and it was all customized and everything, like nobody's gonna want to come in here with all my logos up and everything. It needs to be something where people can. It needs to be neutral.
Right.
So.
But still. It is.
Hang on, wait. My mom's yelling. Hang on.
Somebody need to do that. Back. Maybe somebody should shout out every now and then, Chris, you hungry?
They should.
In the background.
Breakfast is ready. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well, are you ready for the Irks and Works and the Ask Chris Deasy?
I guess.
You ready? Huh?
I guess.
Well, we're gonna go with the Irks and Works.
Being as famous as I am now, I expect these things.
Well, this is a good one, and it's actually it's a cat piss solution. Thank you, Laila Morris, Picasso Laila. She said
I like that as a segment.
By the damn cats. So it says, I have an Irks and Work that has worked for me for years. When most people hear this, they think I'm tripping. Don't knock it till you try it. for that lingering cat piss smell around due to stray cats, take fabric softener sheets. Her favorite is Suavitel. I've never heard of that. Swavitel. Have you heard of that, Chris? That's her favorite.
Her favorite what?
Dryer sheet, fabric softener.
Oh,
take fabric softener, swavel, into a room where their odor is. Within 5 minutes, the odor will be absorbed as well as and moisturizing. It leaves a nice fresh scent. Oh, I didn't think about that. Maybe I could sit it outside in like some fabric. We have Gain fabric softener. And maybe sit it around the odor. But you know what I do know works? OxyClean. I put it on there because it has those enzymes in it.
Yeah.
I just lay it on there, let it soak it up. But I'm going to try this. So thank you. She said it works like magic. So obviously I'm not the only one dealing with pissy stray cats. Yeah, thank you. That's her irk. So I appreciate that. So now you know what I'm jumping into. Oh, my Ask Chris Deezy.
Oh, there it is.
And you know it. Oh.
Everybody's favorite segment. Stay ready, Picassos. I have a question for you.
And this dance goes out. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm flipping the script. Go ahead.
You know what? I know your ass can hear me talking. You just trying to be funny because you got the headset on. You trying to act like I can't hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Open the book. Whatever, Chris. I'm doing the dance for Jamila, Monisha, and Cheryl. You think you funny, Chris? You trying to act like I can't hear you. I can hear you. Oh, this is watch out, Chris.
Oh, and you're warm and cute in your outfit. Great job, B. Thanks for dancing us in. It's a big segment. I feel like tonight's going to be fun.
You know what I hate, Chris?
What? Why would you? Why?
I can't stand when everybody do a selfie or when they dance and they be like,
but why do they do that?
I don't know, but that when my friends give me that shit, I be like, that ain't a good sign. Because back in the day when men used to do that, you used to be like, oh my God, he's so gross.
How was that?
And now everybody doing it. Like if you were in a car and like you look over and the dude in the glass, he going, you be like, you be like, speed to the light. It's so nasty. So it kills me when like my niece be in a picture, she be all like, I'm like, it's not cute with the tongue out.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm over it. I'm so over that. That's one of my irks. How about a simple smile? All right, Chris, you ready?
All right, what do you got? I've got a question for the audience too, so you go first.
Okay, well, I have two for you. They came in from, actually, they're pretty good ones. From, B Squared loves asking you questions.
Hey, B Squared can ask whatever. I appreciate B Squared's kindness.
I do too. I appreciate her so much. She wants to know, have you ever called out or corrected a Karen?
I bet you gotta understand. I grew up around Karens, and I mean, I played sports, so you had mom Karens screaming at their parents. I was a referee when I was 14 for basketball, and you had Karens screaming at me when I was 14 because I probably looked a little older than what I was. I worked in a brewery for a long time, so I managed and bartended and served. So I was a professional Karen wrangler. My friend.
Oh, so how you do it, Chris? How you call them out? Like, give me a situation. Like, one you have to remember, especially at a restaurant, where you said, bitch.
No, I'm worse. I'm worse. I won't talk. There's a, okay, here's some, no, there's something. There was a Karen that lived across the street, and it was when my brother still lived with me in Columbia. I'm going to mess up the story. But long story short, my younger brother's 6'7" and makes me look small. I'm not small. I'm like 6'3", and this wild ass woman came up, and I had a pit bull mix. Her name was Brittany. Didn't leave the house or the yard, or if like was never alone, right? I was always with her, walked her. This woman, turns out I think she had some issues, but she came up and she's like, your dog's been killing all the cats in the neighborhood. And I was like, first off, there's a lot of stray cats in this neighborhood, and that dog has not touched one of them. She went on, and to this day, I feel really bad because my brother and I stormed out of that because she wouldn't leave us alone. And she's like screaming at us through our thing, and I was like, is this really happening? And
it sounded like she called y'all out.
I walked out, and that woman had to be, she was not feeling it. She kind of like ran away because I got real heated and called her every horrific name I went like, it was bad, real bad. And then my brother
every horrific name you called her in the book, you ain't say the B word.
Oh, I said the C word, the B word. You rotten. Yeah, like
you might have said this in your head, but you let it come out.
No, because she's like, I'm going to get that dog put down, and I'm like, this like I told her that, or that's it. Here, I got a better Karen. Sorry, that was kind of lame, but we put the fear of God into her, and I feel bad about it to this day.
I'm on your bill. I'm looking at the clock.
Well, it's on yours. I'm going to tell 3 more stories. Oh, I had I used to shave my head, and I worked out all the time, and I was in good shape or whatever, and I looked like this dude, and this drunk woman thought I was this dude. She came up to me 3 separate occasions at this bar I was at, and she's like, fuck you, blah, 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 and kept calling me like Nick or something. I'm like, oh, you dummy. You know, I kind of brush it off. And then finally she grabs my face, and she's like, fuck you, Nick. I grabbed her, and I like sat her down. I collared her boyfriend, like pulled him in, and I was like, if you don't get this in line, me and you are going outside in 2 seconds. I'm like, whatever. And he got her and corralled her out of there. That's the best Karen story I had. I forgot about that. But yeah, she grabbed my face, called me a different name. She was losing it, man.
Oh yeah, you gotta, I don't know how you're supposed to defend yourself in that situation as a man.
How I did? You don't hit her.
Oh, no, I ain't say hit her.
I go, oh, you're within range, young man.
I wasn't saying hit her. See, that was your first thought. You shouldn't have thought that.
What?
Hit her. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I didn't ever think to hit her, but.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I call out everybody on anything. They don't have to be Karen. You know, I say something to everybody because I'm a definite C. So I be saying shit on the airplane. I say stuff.
I ignore people now. I'm just like, I'll let them burn themselves out. Unless they're like hurting somebody or something.
I get it. Well, Chris, you know, you got another thing saying thank you for your generosity to the girls. That for the 3 girls that you helped. Mm-hmm. Someone else mentioned that in the thank you to you. Got all the thank you over here. I'm like, go ahead on Chris. They loving them some DZ. Did you have one? You said you had one in the comments. Somebody had to ask.
There's a bunch in the comments. I have a question for the Picassos, if I can.
Yes, and then I'm going to show my flyers.
Okay, let's get that.
And what I'm working on for tomorrow.
With your smart ass. This is going on your bill.
Well, I'm just saying it is 10:15. Shit.
This is
I know when I'm done. I don't know when you done. So when the bill comes, like,
hang on, I gotta work out my next 10 minutes before I hit an open mic. Oh my gosh. Okay. So a black woman posted how she's basically just like tired of dudes. Like she's tired of dating, right?
Okay.
And so she posted that. So, but she was talking about, she referenced black dudes. She's tired of black dudes. She's like, I'm done with black dudes in my city. A white guy who they're friends left a comment, says that make sure, give everybody a try before you throw all men under the bus. Right. Okay. And this is not me. This is just something I saw. And I laughed, but I was like, I don't know the answer here. So he said that. She said, here's my question. She said, vanilla, don't be checking for me. And then he got a laugh and he said, girl, same. Which that's funny. So he said, girl, same.
Oh.
So is she saying she doesn't like vanilla, or vanilla folks don't check in on her?
She's saying white men ain't checking for her. They not looking to date her. She hasn't had that.
Now
experience.
it doesn't say checking on. It says vanilla. Don't be checking for me.
Yeah, she probably meant that. Like the vanilla don't be checking for her.
See, I read it as she's not into vanilla. So awkward
no. She's saying they don't really be checking for her. Like she's open, but nobody's checking for her. Yeah.
Got it. I laughed at that and I go, wait a second. I don't know if I understand why that's funny. So there you go. Let me know, Picassos. B's saying it.
I think most Picassos are probably saying that she feels as though white men aren't checking for her.
Forever C says B is right. Ms. Michelle says what B said.
You gotta get in on the lingo. You learning?
I brought it. I brought it to the people. I brought it to the people.
That's right. So now you get it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So I hope that the gentleman in the comment makes his move.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you say, "Oh, what happened to your girlfriends?" Or you talk to so and so in a while, they be like, "Oh, girl, they don't be checking for me."
Oh, Ms. Michelle says.
What'd she say?
See, Missy Shoe says she don't want vanilla. See, that's what I thought.
See, I thought it meant that they're not checking for her. Meaning,
see,
like, well,
everyone said Claire, Kathy, sick in the head, Shania. All says that's.
Well, I don't see. That's what happens when people don't type out shit right. Don't use punctuation. Don't know how to spell.
It's a particular online comment. Yeah.
We write like we talk, so therefore it's really hard. You have to fucking interpret language like art. Is however you feel.
Fahima thinks I'm right.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. The way she's saying it and spelled stuff, if she'd have wrote it out in proper grammar, then we know. But she's saying it like we talk, so it is hard to interpret. Okay. But that's where we are in this world. People don't speak shit out. Like me.
Stacy says, holler at her, Chris. Ms. Michelle says, Chris, who are you checking for? I'm not checking, and I think that dude was checking. I was genuinely confused because I had a good laugh, and then I was like, wait, am I laughing for the right reason? Because his comment back was funny.
But see, that's where I feel like in life, I don't think you should limit yourself in terms of black, white, just people. You just never know who you end up dating or who you might. So when people be like, oh, I'm done with that, I'm going to try this. You should just be open, period. Not because you feel as though you've been scorned or you just, tired of eating plain chocolate. Now you want chocolate with the almonds. Oh, you don't do that. Now you won't. You see what I'm saying? I just feel as though if you just open yourself up to whatever, white chocolate, truffles, or,
I think ultimately this person will be fine, but I was.
You get what I'm saying. You open yourself up. You just never know in a relationship where you be or who you end up falling in love with. But that's what happens when people limit themselves and say, no. Or a lot of times we don't put ourselves in a setting where you meet other people outside of your race.
Ooh, or not even race, just different types of people. Yeah, you think you're trapped and you're like, you haven't even seen the other side. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you're not open to doing different than mean it, then you can't say just like, oh, I only meet. It just depends on where you're only going.
For sure. So, one more from the live chat, just because I feel bad I took so long with my not understanding.
Oh, now you feel bad.
I don't feel bad. I'll talk another half hour. Cheryl Camacho says, love the show. People are wondering if that's any relation to Melanie.
Probably not.
Devin wants to know, Chris, has your mother gave you the look to stop without hitting you? Yes. My brother was different. He was a tough little kid. They could look at me like that. I'd be like, I just want to tell you how sorry I am.
Well, Chris,
even a look.
Can you imitate the look? What was the look that she would give you? Oh yeah. You did that quick with the head.
Yeah, the lean in. And I'm going, duh, duh. 3. Ah. No thanks.
I think we would get the slap then the look. It was the other way.
They would just kind of be like, Chris. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was not.
Oh, my mom would snatch your ass up quick, plap, and then look at you like, don't make me have to hit you again. in front of people. I miss the days when kids could get a whooping in public. I miss those. Oh,
I didn't know my grandparents.
Mama need to beat the shit out of them. I remember those days. Being an adventure and people be getting whooped and shit. A mama would pick up one of them shoes and shit on the rack that they thought they was gonna buy for a beating ass. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I don't blame them. They gonna calm the fuck down in here.
My grandma, I can't remember which kid it was. I remember telling my mom, I didn't think grandma gave spankings because I never got spanked by her. And one of the grandkids like ticked her off, and I would have been like 8 or 9. And so it went 8 years without me seeing my grandma, and my grandparents, were still close to this day. And I remember going home to my mom, and my mom looking at me, and she's like, your grandma spanks. Trust me. Like, my mom got some whoopings too. So
I miss the whooping days. Some of these kids nowadays, they need a whooping in public. They be cutting up.
It's kind of wild.
As soon as you hit them, a Karen gonna jump up and say, I represent the
right.
what is it called?
Child Protective Services, CPS.
CPA, and by law, you cannot be hitting. And then that's who you punch and say, you take them home and raise their ass.
God.
Yeah, I miss those days. I used to love to see kids. Used to run to the aisle and be like, who getting whooped over there in the aisle?
Do you know how awkward it was when your friend would get spanked when you're like over at their house?
Exactly.
And they're crying and you're just like, I thought we were playing.
And then the mama would say, and I wish you would cry. You better shut your ass up and go back down there and play. And then you down there. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
We played basketball all day and all night. And a few times kids would get their whoopings, have to walk back out, apologize, because their dad would see them foul somebody dirty, real bad or something, and be like, yeah, you don't play like that. Give them their ass whooping and make them come out with their swollen eyes, from crying and be like, get back in the game.
And my friends used to be like, your mama crazy. Your mama crazy. I'm like, I know. My mama ain't care about whooping me in front of nobody and whooping other people's kids. But you can't do that nowadays. It's a different day and age, though.
I don't know. I think it probably. I think it happens in certain communities still. Out in the country, I think it happens.
I'm just saying in public, people don't really. They snatch them up like, you don't make me. But
nobody.
We're
in the city. I think in parts of cities.
They need to.
I think in parts of cities, it still absolutely happens, and in parts of like rural America, it's very common. I think.
Well, I need to see it because I'm gonna get a ass a banner and a little badge to wear. And be like the greatest mom of the year, beating ass in McDonald's and Starbucks. Yes.
Oh,
play the trumpet and break out with an award.
Terry said these kids will call CPS on you now. We couldn't do that in the 90s with no Google search and personal phone.
You used to get beat for saying you was going to call social services back in the day. My mom would be like, call their ass right now. I got the number. You call them because I'm going to beat your ass till they get here. And then they going to call the police and have me arrested. And I'm going to give them something to arrest me for. My mother said all the time, if I'm going to jail, I'm going to jail for a reason. So I'm going to have to beat your ass to death. And she'd be like, Lord. She'd be like, here's the number. Call them. Call them. And then you get beat for saying it.
I want to say some stupid argument that was probably my fault. I was saying like, you're crazy. You should go to the hospital. My mom would be like, I could use the rest. Oh, God.
She was telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, let me throw my flyers up.
Oh, man. If I tell you what, if we got the wait till your dad gets home, oh, man.
Oh, we never got that.
That was the worst.
Daddy wasn't whipping nobody. My mom was always beating ass. She was like, wait till I get home.
I think once you get to a certain size.
Chris, if we had cell phones back in the day, my mom would call us 3 times a day and remind us we was getting an ass whooping. She'd call, she'd text her and be like, don't forget I'm beating your ass when you get home.
You'd get a picture of a switch.
Beat your ass when I get home.
Why is my mom FaceTiming me? Why is it just a tree limb? Oh no.
Yes, believe me, I can guarantee you my mama would remind us we was gonna get our ass beat. So
it's awful.
First fire.
Hey, we know this. If you check this out, we've been talking about it on Two Funny Mamas. We've been talking about it here. This is a big deal. Tickets are moving at a fast pace. Looking like it'll sell out by the middle of next week. It's at the Grandel right here in St. Louis. So excited about this. Thanks to Kransberg Arts Foundation, Heil Sound, Regional Arts Commission, obviously the Midcoast Comedy Series. We've got B-Phlat doing some serious time. Effectively, B is going to close out the show. So if you're in town, you want to see B do some serious time and some huge laughs, especially being in St. Louis. She's got a lot to work with. Kim's going to host and do the second most time. Andre's going to be there, smiling, telling jokes, having a good time. We're going to do an audience Q&A after the show. And a big shout out to my boys, Rafe Williams and Larry Green. Very funny St. Louis comics. B can vouch for Larry. I can vouch for Rafe and Larry. It's going to be a really fun time. So shout out to the Midcoast team for working hard to put this together. It's at the Grandel. DM me if you have any questions. I'm not afraid to answer. So, B.
Shout out to Sherri for pumping it up on the show today.
Oh, that's right. She talked about it on the TV show.
Yes, which was a blessing because, they don't let you do that kind of stuff if you're not promoting your own stuff. So, yeah, shout out to Sherri for that, for pumping up the show. Next Friday, it's going down in the Lou again. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I got a show here in Jersey. The next flyer is that's on March 19th. I think I can't see the shit. It's blurry on my screen.
You want me to do it?
That's going to be a fun show. Yes. I always do this. I always host this over in Jersey. It's right outside of Trenton for Women's History Month.
Well, here you go. Let me tell the people about it.
Last year we were supposed to have Vanessa, and she couldn't do it. Remember, we were doing the we had not the GOTV. We were doing something at the
political.
Harbor. Yes, I'm political, and Vanessa couldn't do it. So.
If you are in the Ewing
Trenton
Township,
area.
The what? Trenton area?
Trenton, yeah, it's like right outside of Trenton.
Laugh Out Loud by Nina and Landy presents the annual Women's History Comedy Show. That's March 19th. Doors at 6, show at 7. Starring comedians JoJo Collins, Reggie Jackson, DJ Nikki D, and you know what? Headliner Barbara Carlisle, from BET, Def Comedy Jam, Comic View, but we're all here for the host. That's B-Phlat. Cash bar, food menu, vendors on premises, $30 for advance tickets. That's a great price. That's thanks to Laugh Loud.
It's always sold out show. That's all. And actually, we moved it to the golf club. Needing to move because we needed a bigger venue.
Oh, that's great. Mountain View Golf Club. That's 850 Bear Tavern Road. Cool road name. Also, New Jersey. Fun fact: the most bears per capita for any state in the United States. There you go.
Is that true?
It is.
Oh, I didn't know that. I ain't never seen a bear in Jersey.
Black bears. They're everywhere there.
Oh, I'm glad I don't see them shits.
Well, get out and see B if you're in the Trenton area.
I know they have them, but I didn't know they had them per capita. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird fact. You'd never expect. You'd say Montana or something, but.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I wouldn't expect that for Jersey.
Yeah.
And I'm so looking forward to this. I'm the special guest.
Ooh, okay.
It's gonna be fun. We're going in a day early, so I get in on that Saturday. Of course, I'm hanging out with my sorors and doing promo and stuff. But this is gonna be a dope, fun show. And I'm bringing my trumpet. Karen was like, "Bring your trumpet." So I'm playing a new song.
Oh wow!
The one I did in New York, I'm gonna do a different one with the band because the band will be there. I'm ready, Chris. I've been involved. I got me a mic for my trumpet, the receiver, taking all my stuff so that when I get down there, I can patch into their sound. Be ready to roll.
Well, and be sure you bring proper identification because we do have the Wakanda Guard there. You've got Okoye, Nakia, and Divine and Dora, all working security at City Winery Atlanta. If you see they're in the flyer, don't mess around.
You fun.
Don't mess around.
That's what you need to say for the stage.
Karen Hunter Show presents Foolishness Friday Live. City Winery Atlanta. Tickets, KarenHunterMedia.com. B will be there. Rodney Perry's bringing
I know Dr. Karen J is going to be at the show. She's like, oh my God, I got tickets. I didn't know you were on that show.
That's amazing.
She's like, I'm going to be in Atlanta for that show. So it's funny. I know a lot of people are going to already be there because they're hitting me up on Facebook and DM me saying, I know you was on the show. I already got my tickets. I have to let you know it is sold out. Ain't no more tickets available.
Should I?
Huh?
I am so sick of this one person leaving comments. I'm like, I don't ever block anybody.
Why? What is it? A bad comment?
It's just every single episode. Dang, can B talk on her show without being interrupted so much? Shout out to On to Lookout 2. I'll let the people vote. Should we block On to Lookout 2?
Oh, they probably saying, should we block Chris?
Huh?
They probably saying, should we block Chris?
Yeah, they should. They should. Oh, I'd get so much rest. Shout out to my mom. That'll be fun. Tell me how City Winery in Atlanta is. They're literally opening up a City Winery here in 2 weeks.
They are so I know the one in Philly is the bomb. It is off the change. When I say change, I didn't mean to say off the change, but it is. It's so nice. I can't even explain like the mix of the new architecture and along with like an old wine distillery type of feel. And the one here has like 4 sound stages, a small room, a huge one in the basement, just little rooms where they do different stuff, jazz, comedy, and it's nice, Chris. The city wineries are nice.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, they nice. They are super nice, and they're so committed to doing a lot of community-based stuff and art, indie type, things. They're they do a lot of local-based stuff in terms of like their arts. They have shows that come through there. They do a lot of local wineries. They do a lot of tasting down there with the vineyards and stuff that are around here. One is in the Brandywine. There's a Brandywine district. Like, I'd say it's about an hour from here, but it's a lot of great wines that come out of Brandywine, Pennsylvania. And all over the middle part of Pennsylvania, they feature a lot of local artists in terms of like the bands and jazz, blues, indie rock, all kind of stuff. And they're always doing something centered around wine and music and comedy. Just a lot. It's nice. I don't know what they do in other cities, but it's always something going on down there. And they have great people that come down there and perform.
Yeah, they do. They like you. Yeah. So if you don't know, venues are kind of done by levels, and granted, it's not always like this because you can have people book independently and make more money that way, or if you tied into Live Nation, you play certain places or whatever. But City Winery always has a certain level, a level of comic that could sell out a large club or a small theater, and that's probably a good sign. So I'm excited they're here in St. Louis. Ms. Michelle giving a shout out says the one in Nashville is great.
Oh, I didn't even know they had one in Nashville. Nashville has become so progressive. I have to say I like that city. I like Nashville.
Shout out to Dap.
Like New York.
Yeah, it's moving. Shout out to Dap Turby, asking for a shout out. Dap Turby. There you go. Yeah.
That's cool. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, right. New name.
Yes.
So yes, shout out. I'm not going to block that person, but yeah, they're annoying.
First, I told you I get emails like that all the time. When we do the roast in St. Louis,
the roast,
we'll get to read all the emails that say, "Tell Chris to quit talking so much. It is not his show." And I'm thinking to myself, we have fun bouncing off of each other.
It's so strange. I think it's all about presentation of like, this is the producer.
Chris, most people are used to you being more like in the background, like on Tighten Up. I mean, on Two Funny Mamas.
Some people, yeah, for sure. Well, it's all about dynamics. Like, it's a weird thing where if you like when it's obvious, like it's your show, it's obvious, like no one's trying to take away Kim and Sherri's show. And if Kim and Sherri, like, I always think the negative comments are funny because I'm like, how little of B and Kim and Sherri do you think, if you think my ass has any power to like creatively take over a show or something like that? So yeah, there's probably some annoying
name all across the country loud. They ain't saying my name.
As a 2-time NAACP Image Award winner and famous person.
You just never know. People get the big head. Everybody don't stay humble like my, like,
yeah, you're humble. That's true.
I don't know no other way to be. But we'll see, Chris. We already see the changes in you, so we don't know what's gonna come about next year. You're gonna have all these dope podcasts, so you might not even be able to be on my show anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Since you're getting all these requests, people gonna be hitting you up, Chris. You're getting all these podcasts nominated for awards and stuff.
Doing something right. Doing something right.
Although I know I ain't never gonna get one. I ain't worried about it. I ain't doing this for no NAACP. Because the first thing they gonna say is stop smoking. And I'm be like, I got a medical card in Pennsylvania, New York, Missouri, and California. That's my goal. Shit. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, B, listen, you drug the show long. We had a nice tight schedule. Andy's upset. The people are upset that you've interrupted me too much. Maybe next week we'll have a better show on Chris Denman's Tighten Up Tuesday.
We might say, most people say, "Ooh, these is fighting words." Then make you want to pull your eyelashes off and take off your bracelet, earrings, and shoes.
Let me tell you something. You take your shirt off and we're getting ready to fight. We're outside. I will punch you in the face while that shirt is mid coming off. Not you. Not you. Oh, no, not you. I'm talking to people. If a dude's like, you want to fight? Ah, ah, and he's up in your face and he goes to take his shirt off, my fist is going through your teeth while you're taking that shirt off. 1,000%. Good night. If we're that far out there, you don't get to take a minute to take your shirt off, you idiot.
Well, on that note, Chris, I'm going to say
you know,
I will be seeing Lynn tomorrow on the Zoom. And if you're jumping on, so will you. She's jumping on as a committee person. I love that people want to be heads of committees, on committees, brainstorm. It's going to be fun tomorrow. So I'm so looking forward to it.
I am too. And I'll run that show and I'll decide kind of how things go.
And I'll let you decide if I want to let you run it. Since I got pictures.
Love you, B. Love you, Picassos. Nobody got blocked. We don't have to do that. Shout out to DeVoe. Shout out to Brenda. Missy Shue, MS. Shout out to Andy. Thank you.
And shout out to my audition tomorrow for NBC.
Don't talk about it till it's done, please.
I'll tell everybody after next Tuesday. I'll be like, yo, I got the part. Oh. I do have to print out this long ass sides and script and start reading tonight. So I'll let it be a surprise to everybody. The teaser for next week. So yeah, I do need to.
NBC is rebooting The Office, and B will play the role of Michael Scott.
What? No, you didn't. I'm redoing the role of a man. Is it because of my voice?
Why would you think? No, you get the role. Your name wouldn't be Michael Scott. They would center The Office around your character.
Know everybody thinks that's what it is, and it's really not.
What?
That they're rebooting The Office, and I'm getting that.
Nobody believes that.
Good, because that ain't what it is. It's something better.
End on that note. See you next week on my show, Tighten Up Wednesday. No, Tighten Up Tuesday. See you, everybody.
Love you, Picasso.
Thanks, Picasso.
See me next week. I'm gonna be the sidekick. I'm sitting on that side of the street next week.
That's right. Bye, everybody. Smooches to you, MM. All right, let's close it down. Let's take a picture, B, after this.